Before we begin building our app, we need to install the dependencies that we need with Composer. Now, if you've not worked with Composer before, it's a dependency manager for PHP and just allows you to pull down any dependencies for your project. So you can basically port your project around a lot easier. So don't be too worried. It works on pretty much all operating systems. Go ahead and follow the download instructions here. And once you have it installed on your system, you should be able to run Composer in either your terminal or your command prompt, and you'll see the following options. And we'll work through how we're going to pull down our dependencies. So we only have two dependencies here. One is a framework called Slim. So the Slim framework's very powerful but very basic to work with. It's fairly easy to get the hang of. So don't worry too much about this. This is just going to help us along the way and make this a lot easier to build. And we're also going to be pulling in Laravel's database component just so we can easily work with our database. So what we want to do then is inside of our empty directory here called Shorty, we are going to create a new file. So if you open up your text editor and create a new file within your root directory here, we're going to call this composer.json, so Composer can read this file. And inside of here it's just JSON, and we're going to choose the dependencies that we require for our app. So the first dependency is Slim. Slim's documentation gives you instructions on how to install this. So it's Slim, and then it's version 2, including the next significant release. So all we need to do here is say Slim, and it's version 2 we're pulling in. So now we want to pull in Illuminate database, so Laravel's database component. So why don't we just copy this, paste it in here, and then we're going to change this to 5.0.star. So now that we've got our dependencies, let's head over to the directory that we're working in within our terminal or console, and we'll see our composer.json file. All we need to do is run composer install, and then we'll take a look at what happens after this has installed. So that's now finished. If we look inside of our main directory, you can see we have this vendor folder, and that has more dependencies than we required because the dependencies that we have used depend on other packages. So these have all been downloaded, and we can include these in when we start to build our app. So in the next step then, we're actually going to be setting up our Slim app so we can navigate to it in our browser and eventually create routes for our project.